Hi everyone, welcome to asknehru Angular tutorial series. In this video, I am going to explore the powerful technique called how to pass data from one component to another component. There are multiple ways, but the main important way is parent to child and child to parent. In this video, I am going to explain about how to pass data from parent to child. There are multiple ways of implementations. I show you everything in this video step by step. So these are the key takeaways from this video. So how to set initial values when we receive the data from parent, and how to set undefined value, and there are different types of checkings. Type checking will be there, and data transformations with the getter and setter. That's very important and crucial concept, and passing multiple values from parent. At the end of this video, you will really come to know each and everything about at input decorator and its multiple way of implementations. So before diving into the video, I request you to subscribe my channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and hit the like button, and also if you have any questions, please mention in the comment. I will reply you soon. So without a further ado, let me jump right into our code. So this is the Angular lesson application which is running locally, and this is my code base. Now in order to explain in a better way, I create two components. One is parent component and another is child component. So in order to create, I just expand it and go to PowerShell. I clear what are existing already, and here I give two commands, nggc parent. So ng means Angular base command, g means generate, c means component which we are going to generate, and parent. There's the name of the component. Let me wait for the component to load. Yes guys, it is successfully generated a component named as parent component. Now I'm going to create one more component, that is child component. Yes guys, it is immediately created. Nice guys. So whatever component we created, it is showing the green color on the left side, child and parent here. Now from here I want to redirect to the parent component. In the parent component we will do operations. Okay, for that I remove this animations from the navbar. The navbar, there are sidebar, animation is there. So instead of animation, I rename it as parent component. And here I give the router link. The name of the router link is parent. Okay. I take this reference and go to the route.config, app.route.ts. Here I add one more path. And the name of the component is parent component. Yes guys, so we have successfully done the basic configurations. So if I go here and click the menu, there is a parent. When I click the parent, it redirects to parent component. It works perfectly. The next step is, in the parent component, I want to use the child component. I want to bring the child component. For that, I go to child and look at here the selector. The selector name is app child. So I copy the app child. I come here to parent component. Okay. I paste it, but it won't give anything. Therefore, I want to make it just like a HTML tag, but it is throwing error. Don't worry guys. Just go to TypeScript. Whenever we use in the standalone component, whenever you use a standalone component into another standalone component, we should import it. Therefore, in the import array, I give child component. I just imported it. See guys, the error has gone. Now, if I go in the UI, parent works and child works, both of them there. So this is the parent component. Within the parent component, we use child components selector so that whatever we give in the child component will be displayed here. Okay, that's nice. But before that, I want to do some adjustment. I want to bring this in the center. For that, what I do, I make a division. Within the division, I give here and I make a selector. I want to give some style text align center. So parent works comes here. Similarly, within the div tag, I take the app child. Here I give style text align center, and I want to create a border 2 pixel solid black. Okay, see guys, the child is highlighted here and parent is there. Now I want pass value from parent component to child component. How to achieve this? So here comes the property binding. Okay, in the property binding I already taken a video, but the property binding I generally handled with normal HTML component. But in this case, in order to pass value from parent component to child component, I will use this one. So here what I do, I just give value. Within the value I give something like number. Okay, I just have given number. It is throwing error because whatever we give here, it has to be defined. This element has to be defined in the child component. Now I am passing some value 0. Now how I am going to receive the same 0 in my child component? For that I go to child class, and within the class I use @decorator and input. This is the input. So when I hover it, I quick fix. That means we have to import it from Angular core module. Okay, here I give the same exact number, whatever I have given, I take the exact one. Okay, so initially I make it a number and I make it undefined. Okay, because I have told you. So I set initially undefined value, and then later I will set the initial value. Okay, first let me set the undefined value. Now how do I know the value is there in the component? We simply do, guys, we simply do with the children. I create one more paragraph. I just print this. Okay, let's see the result. See guys, 0 is printed. We successfully passed value from parent to child. Now next question will come. So how to set some default value? So for that I remove this one and go here and give 50. So this 50 works when we don't give any value from here. Now the 50 won't come here because already we are passing the value. If there is no value passed from parent, then it takes the default value. So I remove this from here. See guys, 50 is printed. By default we are setting 50. If any value from parent comes, then that value will take here. Okay, so instead of this I pass 1000, so 1000 is printed. Now guys, instead of passing value from here, I declare a value, I mean num value, directly giving the hard-coded value. I want to give dynamic value, therefore I handle it in the parent's TypeScript file. I give the num value. It is ultimately a number. Okay, in the number I give 1000. Okay, so the value passed from TypeScript file through property binding, and the value is passed here, and it is received through value here in the child component, and we are displaying in our template, guys. So that's what visible here, 1000. Okay, this 1000 is received from the parent and displaying here. Okay, I hope you got it. Guys, not only number, we can pass anything. We can pass string as well. But for that we should change the type. So for example, in the parent, I make it string. Okay, so I give some name. Okay, for example, I give Krishna, and in the HTML there is an error because it is saying that string cannot be assigned to number, because in the child we have declared this as number, therefore it should be changed as string. When I say change string, this value should also be changed. So initially we will set the value as empty string. Okay, that's all errors are arrested. Now Krishna is printed. Okay guys, similarly, if you want to pass any boolean value, we can pass, but we should change the data type. Okay, I pass true, and in the child component, I change the data value as boolean, and here I don't set anything initially. I make it undefined, but even though I keep undefined, it prints true because it is passed from the parent. It won't consider the child because initially it is undefined, but if you pass any value, it is defined with the passed value. See guys, in the child I give false, but still true will be printed here because it takes the prominent of the parent one. Okay, so similarly, if you want to pass any array, we can pass it guys. Instead of num value, I say number of arrays. So I take one. Okay, I have given some numbers. I pass those number here in the children. Also, I remove this one and make it number of array, and I arrange them with undefined. Yes guys, see the result 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10 is printed perfectly. Similarly, you can pass string of arrays. For that, we simply have to change it as string. Okay, after we change the string, here also we give string, and here we remove all of them. I make all of them, all the numbers as string numbers. Okay, this is not simply numbers, these are all string of numbers. The results are same, but instead of that I give some any value like apple. I remove all of them, then we can have a better. Okay, strawberry. Okay, see guys, apple, banana, orange, pear, strawberry is printed. Similarly, if you want to pass some array of objects, that also we can do. For that I remove this, and I remove this for the time being, or I keep any. I make an object id name children. It is auto generating because as I said in my earlier video, I have installed Codium extension that really helps it understand our mind and do coding accordingly. Okay, name. Okay, that's all. Name, id name, this is enough now. See guys, okay, then we take another object, then it will represents the same. Okay, okay guys, so array of object also we can pass, but the parent also we should remove. We should take, instead of string we take string. Okay, so what will be printed here? It is printing object because it's an array of object, therefore it is showing array of objects. But as I shown you earlier, we can loop it with the children component. We can loop it with for loop. Okay, so instead of items I take value from here and pass it here. Okay, instead of index I say item dot id. That's all. Now within the flower bracket or curly brace, I just take the item dot name. Okay, if I print, what will happen? See guys, the child works 1, 2, 3. So the 1, 2, 3 is coming from parent to child. Okay, the data type we have to give, that is very important. So how to define the data type? We can create one common model. Okay, so that we can import it both children and parent. For that, let me go the top. I create one file common.model.ts. So in the common.model.ts, I want to create interface. The interface will be representing the data structure ID, name and value. ID is number, name is string and value is number. Okay, so I go to the common model.ts. Here I create an interface, but the interface has to be exported. So I keep export interface. What name we can give? We can give name object. Okay, so I give ID to be number, name should be string, and value should be number. Okay, I remove this guys, comma is not needed. So this is an object guys. Okay, so I take the name object, instead of any I keep the name object. Okay, so you'll import it, so the error is fixed, and the same data type, because we are using TypeScript guys, we should be very careful. It's not a good practice to use any. Okay, we import it and it has come here. Okay, the result will be same. Okay guys, so this is actually passing multiple data types in the children. Okay, this is one concept. Now I'm going to go to the second concept. Second concept means it's not that only we can pass one particular value from parent, we can pass multiple also. I create one more thing and I give student object. Okay, in the student object I pass value student object. Okay, I come here, I declare the student object and the parent. Okay, so I pass this value guys. Okay, after I pass the value, it's also the same data type but simply with the object. Here we have array of objects, therefore we have given array, but here it is simply object and we are passing this guys, and the same has to be received in the child as well. So again we keep one more input decorator, and the value which we declared in the parent, the same name has to be given exactly, and undefined object. Okay, this we can print in our HTML. Okay, out of the loop we will print with p tag. Within the p tag, you take the value and take the name, ID name, I take the name. Okay, see guys, 1 2 3 4, this 4 is coming from this object. Okay, so similarly we can pass multiple value from parent to child. Okay, this is the parent component. Within the parent component we use child and we are passing the value to the child component here. Okay, this is one thing guys, and let's go to next thing. So in the child we will use some references. What are the references? In the input, within the input parenthesis bracket, we will give a thing called require. Within that we should create a flower bracket. The flower bracket, I say required is true. Guys, what is required true? Required true means it's not optional. You must pass student object from the parent. If you don't pass, it will throw error. So I show you how it works. So let's go to the parent and erase this one or delete this one. As soon as I delete it, see guys, it is throwing error because we can't use it directly because it's not optional, it is mandatory. See guys, it is asking required input. I mean student object from the component child component must be specified. Okay, therefore you must give. Okay, so I have given, the error has gone. That is one thing guys. By default in the child component it is false. This is the default property. If I give false, it's not throwing any error. Even if I remove this one, it's not throwing any error guys. You see, I saved it, it's not throwing any error. Okay, that's the importance of required. This is useful in some scenario guys. Okay, this is the power of required. Okay, then I'm going to show you one more thing called alias. Alias, the name of the alias can be, instead of student object I give student. Okay, then what will happen? Child works. Okay, it is not passing any value. Why? Because it's an error. So this alias name have to be given in the parent. It was the student object, but instead of student object I give the value student. Now it will work guys. You see. So whenever alias means it's an alternative name, but when we print it in the child component we will use the reference name and the variable in which it receives the value, I mean the data. Okay, but when we declare them in the parent component we will declare with the alias name itself, not this one. Okay, I hope you understood. Okay, this is one thing. And next thing guys, now to see another value I am gonna create. I'm gonna pass some value. For example, here it is num value, but no, it's not num. It's not num value, it is something different. Okay, now I create one more thing. For example, I create some number because number is very easy to manipulate, but we can manipulate any kind of data guys. Okay, now I want to transform data in the child component. That's what I'm trying to achieve now. So for that I go here and give something called age. Okay, age I'm passing 50. Okay, the same has to be received here. At input we give age. Initially it is undefined, and go here and print the value. Okay, the age. So the age is printed here 50. Okay, now I want to transform the value. The parent sends 50. Now in the midway I'm going to transform the value. I want to change the value. How to change the value? When I say, for that getter and setter comes into picture. We can change it in multiple ways. For example, in the ng on init also we can change. ng on init. The ng on it also we can change this dot age multiplied by 24. What will happen? Nothing happens. Okay, nothing happens. But we can achieve the same with the getter and setter method. Okay, how to achieve this? First, in the input I take the value set. Okay, set age, and the age is number, and within this I want to transform the value guys. Okay, for that I have to set the initial value. I forgot to say one thing. For example, initial value I set is 0, but after the age I take that initial value multiplied by 24 or 20 for easy calculations. I transform the value and assign the value into initial value. Okay, then I create a getter. Okay, in the get method I return the initial value. So what will happen, the age is received from the parent and the value we have taken the callback, and we are actually printing that by multiplying by 20 and assigning into initial value, and we are returning the initial value. Now let's see, the value is 1000. So whenever we want to change the value in the child component, we use setter and getter method. We set the value. It's easy syntax, guys. We no need of anything like number, these things. We take the set, and this is the property name, and we take the value and we are multiplying it. We can give any name here. It's not necessary that the same name should be given. For example, I say age value. Okay, because it's ultimately reference of the property. Okay, it will also work the same. Okay, so we take the reference of the age and multiply the value whatever that comes from the parent, and we are assigning the value into initial value, and the assigned value goes here and changes the value here. Once it changes, we are returning the value to the age property. Then that property we are printing here in the template. That's what we are seeing here. See guys, that's all for today's video. Here we have learned a lot of things. Okay, how to pass value from parent to child, how to make it undefined, how to give initial value, and how to override the initial value, and how to transform the value which is received from the parent, and also we used the required. Okay, so these are all the very important, guys. You see, I have covered all of them in this video. It's very short video but powerful video, but use it in your execution, in your implementations on your project. Okay, I meet you in the next video. I hope this video is very helpful. If you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe and share with your friends so that they will be benefited from this video. Thank you so much. I meet you in the next video.